Everybody, live. Under the Mat Radio. This is your host, Tech, with co-host.
And it's Gameboy, what it is.
And, of course, with our media assistant.
So, team, get your ass whooped.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Under the Mat Radio, of course. The episode is entitled Generational Curses, because we'll be talking about a lot of different things today. Of course, I want to say you can follow the show on Twitter at Tech_UTMR. You can follow NSC Gameboy on Twitter at
NSC Gameboy, spelled correctly, man.
Please do. You can follow Saltine on Twitter at
Saltine_MMEH.
And, of course, our female assistant and, of course, female correspondent, Afro-Century Queen. Follow her on Twitter at Butterfly206. That is at BUTTAFLI206. Security, LSR. Follow him at LSR Security on Twitter. Of course, the Chuckstar Community Manager. Follow him on Twitter as well. Our other correspondent who will be calling in momentarily, Toph on Twitter at Toph Knows Best. Under the Mat Radio on Instagram. Under the Mat Radio, one word. Of course, YouTube, Under the Mat Radio. Please subscribe to our great YouTube page. Has a great live videos of us interviewing local talent, and of course the wrestlers that are legends in the world of wrestling and famous WWE Hall of Famers as well. You'll be able to check out our archives episodes in case you missed them. We've been in the business going on 3 years with this great award-winning show. So, of course, you can check out our older episodes and interviews on there, too. Of course, Facebook follow us Under the Mat Radio, our group page for you guys, the great fans, and, of course, our like page, Under the Mat Radio / Under the Mat Communications LLC. And it's a Gameboy. Tell them about the like page.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we all need you to come on and give us those thumbs. Make sure you go to the like page, turn the thumbs to blue. Make sure that you support one of the finest and upscalest shows around Under the Mat Radio, man. Come on, give us some thumbs, man. Give us some thumbs.
Please do. Also, we want to, of course, give a shout-out to EWA Maryland. Please check them guys out as well. Check out our other sponsors at immortalseats.com. Also, check out the mobile app on your Android and iPhone device, Immortal Seats app. Check them out. All sporting events, wrestling events, they're selling Super Bowl tickets, fans. Please go on there. Super Bowl tickets coming up, Super Bowl 50. See old man Manning with no neck in the Denver Broncos against old Cammy Newton and the Panthers this year. If you don't like football, that's fine. Basketball, baseball, hockey, even concerts, you can always check them out on immortalseats.com or download the Immortal Seats app as well. And, of course, other sponsors and shout-outs, Pro Wrestling Powerhouse, Heartbeat Radio with our good old buddy Bruce Hart and Bob Johnson. So many people. But we shout out everybody that supports Under the Mat Radio. The boys, the promoters, the agents, the publicists will be here forever. We won't ever be able to do a show. But we do want to give a shout-out to one of our younger fans. He's not a full kid. He's not an adult yet. He's a part of the adolescent crew. Very special fan of ours, Stephen Jones, brother. Happy birthday to you. He's turning the good old ripe age of 16, I believe.
16? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
To you, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, get a job. Yeah, money. Get a job. Yeah, 16 now. Go get a job now.
He has it. You know, Papa Jones, George Jones. You know, he didn't have him working since he was 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Papa Jones was on play.
Yeah, keep working.
Yes, keep working, Stephen Jones. Please check out our Under the Mat Radio group page and like page. Stephen Jones is very good graphic work. He did some good graphic work with AJ Styles in the Royal Rumble. I believe he posted it on there, but if not, he will. Please check his stuff out. Please do. I believe any other birthdays we're forgetting. I don't know if it's today or later, but got to give a shout out to our buddy Logan, who wrestles locally here his birthday. I believe it is today, or if it was yesterday. I don't want to put his age out there, but he's an adult. He's not 16. He's an adult. You know, he's past the age of 18. So give him a shout out as well.
Hey, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to all the birthday people I forgot, because this is the month of Aquarius. This is the age of Aquarius. I know y'all love to have attention and stuff. I forget y'all and everything. All the Aquariuses that I forgot, happy birthday to y'all. And the ones I will keep forgetting, I'm sorry. I got a bad memory. So that's my shout out. There you go. But please put it all together in a bowl. There you go. Yeah.
All of them. You know, the light-skinned princess, Angry Mark, his birthday this past. The Angry Wife, her birthday this past. You know, my father, some called Papa Tech, his birthday. A lot of Aquariuses in
Afrocentric Queen coming, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah, Afrocentric birthdays.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. But, you know, the boy, you know, he later on, Virgo. You know, I'm a Libra. So,
oh, yeah, I'm way down.
Yeah, we way down the line. Taurus. What about you, Taurus? What are you?
A what?
What's your zodiac sign, brother?
I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't know.
Well, NSC Gameboy is you know, he's the patriarch of zodiac signs. What month is your birthday?
September.
Ah, wait a minute. Could be a Virgo. Could be a Libra. You know, September what?
The 14th.
Ah.
Yeah, you're Virgo like me.
Oh, yeah. Paul Heyman, first fellow Virgo. You know, 4 days of poet.
That's what's up.
Of course, as well. This episode, Generational Curses, because one of the topics we will talk about is, of course, why the current generation of wrestlers, should say, is really not getting over with the fans, and not as over as big as the past generation in the world of wrestling. Of course, Toph was live as well at the Royal Rumble, so those that didn't get a chance to hear our show on Sunday night, he'll give a quick recount of live notes. NXT Gameboy, you know, he's back, feeling better, back to 100%. He'll give his thoughts to the Rumble. We'll also be covering WWE's 24, their network series, the Silicon Valley episode. We'll also be talking about The Rock's appearance on Raw last night, our good old buddy AJ Styles' debut on Raw, The New Day, as well as other topics. So anytime, fans, you want to call in about any of this, call 347-677-1862. That is 347-677-1862. So we're going to start off first this past Sunday, Royal Rumble 16, 2016. NXT Gameboy, we didn't get a chance to hear you. Tell us your thoughts of this year's Royal Rumble.
Well, first of all, Toph, what's up to you, Brady? I didn't get a chance to speak to you. Secondly, it was better than last year's Rumble. I actually enjoyed the Royal Rumble this year. I wasn't surprised at the ending, especially with all the people that's hurt right now, and they need a flagship heel to take them into WrestleMania. It was okay. Roman Reigns didn't walk out with the belt. You know, of course they did their best to push him to no end. I did mark out when AJ appeared. I love his theme song. I don't know what his theme music is. A lot of people on the net have been asking about it. I love his theme music, but it was good. The match of the night that really surprised me was, of course, Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. It was just a really good match, and shout out to Kevin Owens for keeping the selling up when he was coming into the Rumble, actually acting like he was, showing that he was hurt, because he did go through like 2 tables off the turnbuckle, still showing, that I'm hurt and I'm sore. And when our boy Kofi comes into the Rumble, all jumping and fighting after he just had his match, So just a quick thought. It was better than last year's Rumble. Pretty good, I give it an average. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the best I can say about it.
Okay. Well, Topher, you was there live. Anything that you wanted to add again you didn't add on Sunday?
It pretty much went over everything important. AJ got the biggest pop. Sasha got the second big pop. Damian Sandow still over. Fans were into him. They're not really doing anything with Sandow. Not sure why. He's not injured. Fans still love him. The show was good. Fans still hate Roman. That's not going to work. Overall, it was a good show. Much better than last year. Not saying much, though. A 5-year-old could book a better show than last year. It was a fun show. It felt fun. That's the most positive I can say. Rumble hasn't felt fun in a long time, and that show felt fun. The booking of the Rumble, I can't stress, was much better. You had AJ eliminated by Kevin Owens. If he was eliminated by anybody else, the fans would have hijacked it. Then immediately after AJ was gone, Sami Zayn came out, and it brought the fans right back. So that was very smart booking. Brock Lesnar, they kept him away from the internet darlings, which is, again, smart booking. And then by the time Triple H came out, Brock was already gone. So it was much better. I don't know who booked last year. I don't know. They say McMahon is the one that approves everything. Maybe he was high. Who knows? But it was better this year, much better.
I've heard Vinnie Mac smokes weed from multiple past workers. Cough, cough. So I heard Vinnie Mac smokes on a reefer. And speaking of smoking reefer, gotta give a shout out to our man, Whoop De Whoop, T-Code Scorpio. Talked on the other day. He wanted to send his shout out to us and his love and, of course, his righteousness towards us. We just had a great show in Canada. Want to make sure, his brethren here in the East Coast was all right during the blizzard. Of course, we sent a Whoop De Whoop to get old T-Code as well.
Oh, that's what's up.
We told him we needed that big black lady to sing that song in his video to sing us through the storm.
Yeah, I always wanted to ask him about when you dunked the ball on the little kid and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to ask him about that. I always remember that from back in the day when I was a kid and all that. I always thought that was just odd. Like, wow, they just fuck shit out of. Man, hey, see something.
He looked like the same little black kid from that, remember that $1 Million Challenge back in the day, the little black kid that had the basketball?
Yeah.
He almost made it, and, yeah. Well, they all, little black kids kind of look the same, when they get a certain age. Same part in their head, same little sweatpants, same socks. You know what I mean, Saltine? When you was a little mini Salt back in the day?
Yeah, I remember those days. Oh, yeah.
Rumble overall, like you said, Rumble was a lot better this year than it was last year. I know Toph and everybody disdain for the Rumble of last year, 2015. Granted, we all could have witnessed the Rumble of 95 again, but that's neither here or there. Rumble was cool, good show. Very happy for the younger stars getting over. And shout out once again to Kevin Owens, because he has heat with 3 people. He's feud with Dean Ambrose. He threw AJ over the top and still feud with Sami Zayn. So who's to say that, and it exemplifies that you don't have to be WWE homegrown talent to get over. You get what I mean? A lot of these wrestler fans are stupid. They know who a lot of these wrestlers are even before. AJ Styles had the biggest pop. And I do like his music, dude. I do like his music.
Hey, Tech.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to add one other thing that I didn't talk about previously. I want to give a shout-out to AJ Styles. If anybody didn't pay attention to the spot, which I don't blame you because you were probably too busy marking out at AJ being under the ring, I want to give a shout-out to AJ for overselling Tyler Breeze's beauty shot finisher. I talked about this on the PWP group. If you pay attention, AJ comes in, fans are popping and stuff. He goes in there. Him and Reigns go at it for a bit. Tyler Breeze shows up. He ducks a clothesline from Reigns. He clotheslines Reigns, and then he hits AJ with his spinning Axwell kick, the beauty shot. And AJ, he sold it so well. He did like a flip. And sometimes for me, it's the little stuff. Since Tyler Breeze has gone to the main roster, he's basically been a loser. They have not been booking him very well. He's a jobber, So AJ did not have to take that bump. And if he did take the bump, he didn't have to sell it that way, but he did anyway. He's a really good seller. So shout-outs to AJ for making Breeze look good. And in that short 10 seconds, AJ made Breeze look better than the main roster has made him look in like 3 months. So that was cool. AJ didn't have to do that, but he did anyway.
Yes. Thank you for that, Toph. Shout-outs also to the Selfie Sticks, Afrocentric Queen, and Tyler Breeze, and those who have infatuation with the Selfie Sticks. I can't see that. I me and this Gameboy, we shout out to, of course, Dr. D, Daryl, Stash Stroke, and all. We was at the Black Caucus last year. We had free Selfie Sticks. I don't even think we even opened them up. So,
yeah, it's still in the box.
Appreciation. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the, like I said, the Rumble, I did notice that AJ did. So, and speaking of AJ, to go to Raw, Jericho, got to give ups to YTJ, Chris Jericho, wrestling with AJ Styles, very good match on Raw, and, Jericho put him over. Now, granted, we still have yet to see the Styles clash in the WWE.
Yep.
A lot of people are getting pissed off behind this.
Why?
Because they want to see the finish. The IWC to figure anything that go wrong against AJ, the IWC is going to say, because he's TNA and he got pay his dues, blah, blah, blah. So, asking the panel, when will we get to see the first Styles clash in WWE?
Spoiler, it already happened.
Toph, you didn't even give us time. You didn't give the listeners a time to. You just went right on to the spoiler.
Well, he said
it. It already happened, so it's gonna happen on Thursday. I won't say who though. So
yeah, I'm saying he just.
Well, no one watches SmackDown anyway, so.
It's almost like it didn't happen yet. No.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Yeah. I'll let you do the move on SmackDown. Nobody said anyway. Speaking of, they need to bring back Shotgun Saturday Night or Jacked.
Yeah. Well, Superstars, when it was wrestling show, when it was a wrestling show.
I will say this. I was very entertained to know that Chris Jericho and AJ Styles, opened Raw pretty much. And did their thing. So it's probably the only match in Raw I can think about, because everything else kind of was a blur besides the Rock segment. But we'll get to that part later. But the thing, I was kind of looking at the match, and it looked like it was a lot of times where it was kind of out of sync. Jericho looked a little gassed to me. I think he was, the match was okay, but I think if they had a lot more time to prepare themselves, they could have been like 100 times better. It was like a little miscues here and there that I kind of saw throughout the match. And I'm pretty sure y'all saw it yourselves, and you was like, what? But other than that, the match was damn good. But I would just hope that hopefully if they do see each other again down the road, they can be a lot more well equipped to give fans a little bit more.
I want to add some 10 cents to this AJ Styles thing, because a lot of fans are really, really ignorant on the Styles thing. Okay. So you got guys like Samoa Joe on NXT. They just got Austin Aries, and he was on NXT. They had James Storm, and he was on NXT. So then AJ Styles gets signed, and he just goes straight to the main roster. So a lot of fans are kind of confused, and they're like, how come these guys that were in TNA are on NXT, but then AJ Styles just goes straight to the main roster? So this is where I'm going to have to try to break it down to a lot of fans that are living in a WWE bubble. Okay? All due respect to Joe, Aries, and all those dudes. Styles is on a different level. Styles is a former IWGP heavyweight champion. He comes from New Japan. Now, here's what a lot of haters don't get. It's true that AJ Styles has been in TNA, but what these haters don't understand is true that most people know AJ from TNA, but what they don't realize is there's a lot of fans out there that know AJ from New Japan and never watched TNA. There are fans out there that know AJ from Ring of Honor and they never watched TNA. New Japan Pro Wrestling is the second biggest promotion in the world. It's not like they're performing in front of 300 people, 400 people. They perform in front of 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus people. AJ Styles was voted number one on PWI one year. I think it was like 2012, 2013. When they released those wrestling games, those creator wrestlers, the Cause, the most common creator wrestler every time, AJ Styles. So there's a lot of people out there. Yeah, and Virgil, him too. But a lot of folks know who AJ is outside of TNA. Well, Virgil, his move is standing there and looking like the token black guy and then getting hit for finisher.
We'll misspell banners.
Yeah, but that's the thing about AJ, man. A lot of people knew who AJ was and is and stuff like that. So I get that he comes from TNA. Like, that's obviously where he got his first big break. That's where folks knew him from. But I just wanted to explain to the fans that, you know, he's an IWGP champion, and to the folks that say, oh, is being IWGP champion such a big deal? It is a big deal because most of the people that have held that belt are Japanese. There's only a handful of people that have been champion that are not Japanese, like Vader, Hogan, so on and so forth.
People, I hate to break this to you, IWC, and to the listeners now, live, and that will listen to the archive versions. There's life outside of WWE. There's other wrestling promotions outside of Vince's bubble. Just because you're not WWE doesn't mean you're not relevant. Look at New Japan. Look at what they do. Look at the UK and their wrestling and, you know, the king of sport. Look at what they do. So let people know that you can be successful in the wrestling business. You work hard enough. Now, granted, WWE in the States, that's where you want to go to make the most money. And will you be the most happiest? No. Will you be the most happy? No. Because that's where you got to go in the States to make the most money. But there's other promotions out there, especially in New Japan. New Japan is wonderful. Shout out to, of course, Ronnie Nicole, my little buddy, who actually is currently wrestling in Japan as we speak and doing a pretty darn good job, if you will.
You see, what happened is it's been so many years since WWE has acknowledged people outside of their bubble that now it's gotten to the point where we have these fans that were born. I'm talking like the fans that may have been born in the earlier 2000s, like, you know, during the brand era, like, you know, 2002 and onward. Like, any person that watched wrestling in the 80s and 90s, WWF and other promotions, they used to acknowledge each other all the time. Remember when ECW used to make cameos on Raw when they first started? Or like when Jim Cornette and Jeff Jarrett were representing the NWA? Or when Vader first came, when Vader came in, they talked about how he was a big international superstar. Or like when WCW did Starrcade, and they used to do the East versus the West ordeal. They used to do that all the time. But then once WCW went under, and once WWE became, like, you know, basically the only town to go to, from about like 2002 to where we are right now, WWE just kind of created this bubble where they felt like, you know, they're the only thing that matters, and so they stopped talking about everyone else, you know. So every now and then you would see like a CM Punk or a Daniel Bryan, and you might get a Ring of Honor reference every here and now. But I'm excited about this AJ Styles signing because it's taking us back to that era where they used to acknowledge, hey, there's other stuff out there besides WWE. You know, I always give WWE a tough time, but I'll give them credit where credit is due. They're treating AJ Styles like he's a big deal. They're acknowledging the fact that he's been – I mean, I think they did an article on their website where they just said straight up that he already wrestled Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Tanahashi, Okada. Like, this is something they would have never have done 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Right. And just to Uto's credit, just to remind you that before AJ Styles won the IWGP title, there's only been 4 other Americans that held the title. Vader's held it multiple times. Then it was Scott Norton who held it multiple times. Then it was Bob Sapp who held it once. And then there's Brock Lesnar who held it. So AJ Styles makes the 5th and only the 5th American to hold the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And that's how much of a big accomplishment it was. Somebody posted, I believe, on our show page and on another page, I can't remember who, and said within the past month, AJ Styles has wrestled for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP, and WWE's World Heavyweight Championship. And that's a pretty darn good streak.
I remember when he was number 1 in PWI, and I always give PWI shit for being WWE biased. And I forgot what year it was. It was like 2012, 2013. And a lot of casual people, I know the internet is more powerful now, so PWI is not the titan it used to be. But a lot of people still check up on that. And the fact that he was number 1, yeah, I think when he was number 1, he was just pure TNA. So a lot of people know who this guy is. You know, I understand Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, those guys are great too. But they've mostly been, you know, yeah, they're not on the same level as far as exposures. More people have seen AJ because he's been a Ring of Honor, TNA, WCW, New Japan, and then you got to add in this Bullet Club stuff. I mean, AJ is just on a different level, you know. So it's, of course he's going to go to the main roster. He doesn't need to be on NXT.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. So glad AJ is there. Happy for a buddy. Of course, if you can check out on Under the Mat Radio page on YouTube. You get to see us sit down with current WWE superstar, then was a Ring of Honor superstar and the indie star AJ Styles. We sat down at Denny's, and I believe it was in Philly, NXT Gameboy.
Correct.
Yeah. Long talk with good old AJ Styles. Please check it out on the Under the Mat Radio page on YouTube. Random news, only in Australia now can you buy the Big Mac special sauce available in a bottle. And it's coming here soon to the United States. NXT Gameboy, Saltine, I know you're excited about the Big Mac sauce coming in a bottle. You can buy it on your own in stores. You ain't got to put it on a burger. You put it on fries, chicken nuggets, anything you want. That's one of our news here Under the Mat Radio.
What?
I think in less than 10 years, McDonald's is going to be down there obsolete anyway. So it's whatever. They're dying.
Yeah, McDonald's still making them billions. It's going to take a minute, even though that food isn't real. We'll
that's
get
the problem.
to that.
That's the problem. They're not making billions. Yeah, that's the problem. McDonald's has been suffering for the last year and a quarter now, and they seeing drops that has been almost historic in their company because people were just waking up and just knowing that it's just not good for you, and you know it's just not good for you. So
it's not real food. Yeah, it's not real food. Definitely isn't. Just to let you know that. Currently today, I believe McDonald's stock did rise for today, for one day. But, yeah, roll for McDonald's. Big blow. Then we can get to see the Colonel, Norm McDonald, and the Burger King and Wendy's and all of them take over. McDonald's food isn't real. It's part of the Illuminati. Nothing there is real. If you don't believe me, it's the Illuminati food. If you take a McDonald's burger and fries, let it sit for 4 days, nothing happens. It looks exactly the same. It just gets hard. Cheese doesn't change color. The burger, the patty doesn't change color. Fries doesn't change color. The bread don't even change. It looks exactly the same. It just looks hard. It's like those old McDonald's remember the old McDonald's, them little toys back in the day? You used to have the little McDonald's kitchen that had the fake burger and the fake fries. It's exactly how McDonald's food looks when you let it sit out. If you don't trust me, do it yourself or watch a good old buddy, what's his name? Supersize Me. Watch that documentary.
Oh, okay.
Spurlock, Morgan Spurlock.
Very fun.
If things go right, we'll be a featured guest on the show. But anyway, getting away from the normal news, getting away from the random news, of course, and the Illuminati food. AJ Styles happy to see
Haggard
him.
meat.
He did. Haggard meat, definitely. On Raw, of course, we saw the return of the great one, the Brahma Bull, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, former Miami Hurricane, former star of the Tea Fairy, which that movie never happened. The Rock was wrestling. The Rock showed up on Raw. Probably one of the best things I've seen on Raw in a while. Probably since Brock beating all the dog crap out of Cena and Sting showing up in AJ. Great segment with the New Day. Toast's favorite. What did y'all think of the segment? NXT Gameboy first, Saltine, and then Toast. I know you just burning up to talk about your team, the New Day, so I'll let you go last.
Well, you talking about just the New Day segment or the whole Rock segment?
Yeah, the whole Rock segment, the New Day segment, all of it.
I love The Rock. He's very entertaining. I will say my love for him has drastically changed. It's not as much as it used to be. Now that I've gotten more into the business side, I'm starting to learn more about how people really are. But I will say it was enlightening for Raw. I didn't understand the Lana and Rusev part. I guess y'all can fill me in on that one. That one was kind of surprising to me. But Rick Ross was actually at Raw, which I like. Like really? Payback
what did he say?
Really? Oh, okay. So
do you understand
really,
what he said?
No, I know Vince is real skeptical about having certain rap artists at, he had Flo-Rida and everything, but real rap artists being at shows and stuff, especially with their content, and it's going to be a family show. It was just kind of odd seeing that.
He don't
really
like the street people.
I have to give nothing but credit to the New Day because I think the New Day took down The Rock, and that's something you don't see a lot. They took him
Nothing,
down.
Jericho.
And you can tell that a lot of that segment was really personal. Like they had a lot of stuff they've been wanting to say to him for a long time, and really call him out on it, which further reiterate my point when I said that my love for The Rock is kind of diminished because I've learned a lot of things about him that I really don't agree with. But I had to give credit to him. I don't like the New Day. But I just want to say, just to end the point and keep the roundtable going, I had to give him credit for the mic skills and actually making The Rock better and putting him on the spot. So I give him kudos for that. Cool part, I'm going to be at WrestleMania 32, so I'm probably going to see him talk more, dumbness. But, well, it wasn't a bad segment. So, Saltine, I guess you next.
Yes, I am. Well, the segment with The Rock, it was good. It was glad that he came back for that one night. You probably won't see him till like close to WrestleMania or at WrestleMania. When the New Day came out, I agree with NXT Gameboy. They really gave him a whooping, an ass whooping verbally. So, like, I guess The Rock was like, ooh, wow, they really got me. So he had to come back with his old school stuff with them crazy animal penis and stuff. I said, oh, my gosh, he going back to that.
Lima penis.
Lima penis. I was like, what the hell?
Now, so what you're saying, Saltine, is New Day made The Rock, they relaxed the back of The Rock verbally. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, in a way, yeah. He was like shot there. He was like, wow, they came after him good. Like he was shot. You could see from his face, like, wow, they came after me good. I had to come back with something. Jeez. So so New Day really, I was clapping for them matchups. Like that's good, very good.
And we do apologize, fans, for some of the echoes that you do hear. I'll say this, like Toph mentioned, the little things. One, The Rock. I don't know if you say it came out of character, but you saw The Rock laugh a couple of times. I necessarily don't think it was personal between New Day and Rock. I just think that The Rock and them are friends, and he get, like we do, just have a little fun.
Yeah.
New Day coming out got just as many, if not more, catchphrases than The Rock. First of all, what the hell happened to The Rock's hairline? We have no idea. Probably faded away in the distance like LeBron James's. And the little things of when the New Day, if y'all noticed, had poked fun at Rikishi. Because you remember when Rikishi said, I did it for The Rock. I did it. Yes. He did the same exact thing when he told The Rock he did it for the paycheck. And if you notice, The Rock bust out laughing. So it's the little small things like that with the New Day. And what the hell's up with the booty thing? Somebody explain that. That ain't booty, or someone explain that to me. I don't get it, but
I don't want to know. But
I think Y2J started it. They were twerking. The Rock got his stuff in. New Day got his stuff in. Sadly, Xavier Woods is the token black guy in the group because he's always getting put in the finishing moves. So definitely shout out to. He's kind of like the X-Pac of the NWO. X-Pac, a little bit. X-Pac got put in all the finishing moves in NWO. Nash and Hall just escaped. Shout out to you, X-Pac.
You want that check, don't you, boy?
Yeah, boy. Want that check? Relax your back. Get your back relaxed for this check, boy. Speaking of which, go ahead, Toph. I know you just dying to talk about the New Day.
Yeah, it's interesting what Gameboy said about The Rock. Some things that he learned about him that's made him not as a fan. I've noticed these things too, and it's just one of those things where you can't talk about it because you just can't say anything bad about The Rock. I like The Rock. He's one of my favorites of all time, but I think I know where Gameboy's going with that, and we could do a DLC about it, but I know if we did that, it would offend a lot of folks. It's probably something we can't talk about on the radio. It's probably something we should do privately, but I know exactly where Gameboy is coming from. So.
Why can't we?
I agree.
You know who we are.
Well, you get crucified for saying anything negative about The Rock, and I'm not throwing shade at The Rock.
I don't care. You get on The Rock. Rock has no hairline. He sweats. You don't know where his sweat forms at. The Rock is with them skinny jeans, and you want me keep going? Yeah, I can get on The Rock. Shout out to The Rock, good old fans of the family. But
I'll let that go. I'm not going to say it live on radio. I don't want to get you guys in trouble.
We don't care. That's how we got known.
We
say how we feel.
We really don't, but we will respect the fact that.
Yes.
You know, we're not going to go. We're not going to go there
do that
because we don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need to. Yeah, we like The Rock.
We don't need to.
But
go ahead, continue with your point, though.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, the segment was unscripted, which just shows you that Rock was not about any of that PG script nonsense. So him and New Day just kind of went at it for like 10, 15 minutes. So I think the segment is pretty much proof why, the segment was fun, but it was kind of depressing because it let you know why wrestling used to be fun and like why it's not anymore. Because you could tell that all people involved. Because, like, those dudes that were dressing up as Hogan and Savage, they moved them, and then Rock was like, let me go ahead and talk to these dudes. I'm sure Vince was pissed. If anybody else did that, they would have been, like, fired, but it's The Rock. He doesn't care. So. Yeah, the segment was fine. My only beef with the segment was... My only beef was I just wish it led to something. It was just there. I mean, it was an entertaining segment that was there, most likely for publicity and for ratings and to promote WrestleMania, but it didn't lead to anything. I think it speaks volumes that they didn't even try to use The Rock to get Roman over. I think they're giving up on Roman. That's just me, though.
Well, to that point, real quick, shout out Afro-Century Queen, and a bunch of fans hit me up to explain the booty thing. Y2J started it. Kofi is Rudy, Xavier is Tootie, and Big E is Booty. So because of that, that's how he started that. That ain't Booty, that the whole line that everybody loves. So thank you, African Queen, and to fans that are sending me these Facebook messages explaining it. Thank you with The Rock. Most of The Rock's run-ins, they're just literally DLC of fillers. They lead to nothing. He did run in with the New Day. That was great, but it's done. It's all over. He did the run in with Rusev and Lana. That's all over. Dead and gone.
Okay, explain that to me. Explain that to me, because I can see what he was going at, but apparently I've been told that there was something else behind it. It was a double. It was a message. I didn't catch the message. I just thought he was just joking around. But
I mean, if they want to if they want to do like a 6-way, like if they don't want to call up an NXT team, if they want to do like the New Day against the Usos and The Rock, I'd be for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 6-man. That's fine right there. I mean, it's definitely not the one-on-one match that we would hope, but I mean, hey, that's fine with me. If they want to do New Day against Usos and The Rock, that's a 6-man I can get on board with. Give the rub to some young guys.
Well, we all know The Rock's record when it comes to tag matches. He's 0-1 because him and Mickey Foley lost to Evolution back in WrestleMania 20. But that definitely would get Rick Ross and the snacky snacks and the drinky drinks. No one understood what the hell he said. NXT Gameboy's favorite Flo-Rida was there. Can someone please explain to me? Fans call in, text, Facebook, Instagram, tweet. What is the point of Flo-Rida? Florida? Please explain it.
I can explain it to you, man. Somebody in the higher-ups, for whatever reason, likes Flo-Rida. I don't know who, but I can confirm someone in the higher-ups likes Flo-Rida. That is why they are obsessed with him. There are so many other rappers out there they could use, but someone in the higher-up in the totem pole, and I don't mean like, security. I'm talking like, Stephanie, Triple H, Pat, someone up in that upper echelon, they like Flo-Rida. And so because of that, they keep using him. I don't know why.
I missed the Florida part, but was he wearing a white beater as always?
I guess.
I don't.
All I know is he got exposed on Raw. I mean, I don't even like Bo. Bo just ripped him. Because there's two types of rappers, man. There's the rappers that need to be in the studios to have a mic in front of them, and then there's people that are like street that can just do it anywhere, anytime. And Flo-Rida is not that kind of dude. So he got exposed yesterday. It was on World Star and everything. He got exposed.
Shout out, ever since your queen did giving us the update, he will be doing a WrestleMania theme this year again. And he had a T-shirt on. I don't think that man owns a regular shirt. I think we just need to sell one. He's T-shirt or white beater.
That segment actually sold me on Bo Dallas. I didn't care about it until that segment. I want to see him do a rapper gimmick now.
I will go back. I will go back and watch it. It is shout out to the men, the wife beater lovers. The Tyrese Gibsons of the world, the Vin Diesels,
Terrence Howard and
the Terrence Howard.
Her and what's that? Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, Hustle and Flow.
Hey, shout outs to Terrence Howard. They wanted to make him a jobber in Iron Man. He was like, "Nah, I'm out. I'm good."
Know what I mean?
He wasn't taking that shit. I remember that. Yeah.
Know what I mean? NXT Gameboy. Know what I mean? What's going on, Ray? What's going on, Cookie?
One more thing. Can someone tell me what was The Rock on last night? Was he high?
He was happy as shit, wasn't he? He was sweating walking to the ring. Why are you sweating? The only man that sweats before he wrestles is
he wanted to bring out his new catchphrase. Because every year he comes back, he got it. No, every year he comes back, he got to come up with some type of catchphrase. Sometimes it catches on, sometimes it don't. Yeah, so it's going to go on his new shirt. Like, one year he came out with the Boot the Asses thing. He kept saying that over and over again. Then they had the shirt to that.
Hit it hard, hit it fast,
he always come up with a catchphrase. So he come up with this new catchphrase where in order to make it funny, you're supposed to be, like, really, really happy and cheery.
Yeah.
So it add to the flavor. It really doesn't make no fucking sense, but I mean,
So are you guys ready to add some controversy to the show?
As always, it's who we are. It's what we do. Shout out to Mark Henry, who actually got his catchphrase finally in graphic form on the Royal Rumble. So, Black Man Achievement lock number one.
Right, so, I'm a big fan of the Solar Monster. I go on his thread all the time. And I was scrolling through his page, and somebody posted something. And it's something that I've always felt personally, but, like, I never said it out loud. Everyone has felt that. Has there ever been, like, a situation where you feel a certain way about something, but you don't say it out loud to yourself because you're like, maybe I'm the only one to feel this way. So this guy posted a picture, they had the backstage segment with Rock and Lana. And this dude posted, is it just me, or does Rock not have a thing for black women? And when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, my God. I thought I was the only one that felt that.
Wow.
I thought I was the only one that felt that. And then here's the thing, man. I love The Rock, okay? He's a cool guy. He gives back to the community. He gave, I think, Haku a car. Great. He gave his mom a car. Great. I mean, he's cool. He's a cool, down-to-earth dude. I don't hate The Rock. I love The Rock. But I've always gotten that vibe off of him. I remember when he did The Rundown. Loved that movie.
Yeah.
And I remember when he did that movie, and he was supposed to, have a love scene with, I think her name is Rosario Dawson. Yeah, she's like half black, half Latina, and supposedly Rock turned it down because he felt like he didn't want to do a love scene for the sake of it. But then when he did Walking Tall, he did a love scene with the white girl, and her role in the movie was no more important than Rosario Dawson's. I remember, every time The Rock ever came back to WWE, he would always, put over Eve or Kelly or Alana. Right. He'll always do a compliment to,
Garcia.
Yeah. He'll always do a compliment to, them Brazilian white chicks, but, the black divas, he never says anything about them. And that show, The Ballers Show on HBO, great show. Again, I love The Rock, love his movies, love his TV shows. Ballers is a cool show, and it has many different varieties of women on there. But every time Rock is on the show, he's always with some generic skinny white girl. I've noticed that. He's always been with some, generic, it's always some generic-looking white chick. And, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with interracial dating. If that's what you're into, more power to you. I'm not saying he's like Tiger Woods, because Tiger Woods doesn't embrace anything about his black side. But anyway, the main point I'm trying to make is I've always felt that about The Rock. I don't know if anybody else has felt that way. But it's just one of those things that you're not supposed to talk about because he's The Rock, because he's so great. You can't say anything bad about him. It's just an observation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Tiger Woods lips bigger than LeVar Burton, as Paul Mooney would say. Looks like a black brother to me.
I'm going to say this to piggyback off of Topher's point. If you look at the last 10 movies that The Rock has done, and you can count pretty much on one hand, in the last 10 years, all the movies that he's done, he's never really had a black or African-American wife. He always has a white woman. I'd go even further than that. He always usually has a white child, too.
Yep.
Even his children is usually white.
It goes back to his first movie, The Scorpion King, when he made out the Asian chick. Exactly. So it's like you did it with those chicks, but you couldn't do it with Rosario Dawson. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like The Rock. I like him, so I'm not saying I hate him. I love him. He's one of my favorites of all time. But that's just an observation I've always noticed about The Rock, and I'm always kind of like, okay. When I meet The Rock, I'll be able to ask him, because one day when we had a chance and I meet him face to face and I pull him up off the record, man to man, face to face, I'll ask
mano y mano.
And if that's his preference, then it's fine. I would just like to know, because like I said, there's a lot of things about The Rock that I've learned, and it really kind of makes me a little uncomfortable about his character. But like I said, that might be his character. But a lot of times, art imitates life, and I think that his character is just like the real life him.
He is. And I said this, and my mom, she laughed when I said this. I believe The Rock is the male Halle Berry. I think Halle Berry is a good actress, but if you look at her movies and if you look at her TV shows, she's always paired up with a white dude or a dude that's not black.
Wait a minute, wasn't she with P. Diddy? Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. She was with Billy Bob's in it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think that The Rock is like the male Halle Berry. Good actor.
Shout out to Billy Bob's, by the way.
Billy Bob,
wow,
no, that was Angelina Jolie.
That's a good analogy.
That is true.
He is. Look at Halle Berry's work. Look at her movies. Look at her TV shows. She's always paired up with a white dude.
The movie. Okay, I got you. I'm about to say
true.
huh?
And a lot of females always want to defend Halle, and I don't hate Halle. Halle's a good actress, but it's like I just noticed over the years that when she did her movies or her TV shows, 90% of the time it's with a white guy or a guy that's not black, and a lot of Halle Berry fans just dismiss it as a coincidence. I'm like, a coincidence? Come on now, come on.
But there is, we all can agree with Halle Berry. There is no defending Catwoman.
Right.
Oh God, no, please.
There's no defending Catwoman at all. Speaking of which, another random news, Walking Tall, the final chapter. Bilford Pusser, last days, not only in his life, also as sheriff. These are also the original Walking Tall movies that were directed by Jack Starlett and starred by Bo Stevenson. Walking Tall, the final chapter. And by the way, The Rock was supposed to be in the sequel to Walking Tall, but he did not want to do it. You know why? Because the real guy who played Walking Tall in the story as in real life got killed because he refused to use a gun. But didn't The Rock die, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
He died in Get Smart too, and the other guy.
Yeah. Speaking of, you're gonna bring in the caller right now. Good old buddy fan, MD Nice. Welcome, brother.
What up?
Hey, here live. We're talking about The Rock showing up on Raw. Talking about The Rock not necessarily being around a lot of black women in his movies, and The Rock's hairline. Do you want to add anything to this, MD Nice?
Oh, man. Yeah. The Rock, what can I say about The Rock? Like, no, I don't really have much to add, except, like, the segment last night was a little funny. You know, him and New Day, like, it's pretty hilarious, though, but, like, overall, I mean, The Rock has died in, like, some pretty crazy movies. I'm gonna say, like, I mean, he died in Scorpion King, right? Like, he dies in one of those. Like, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to say, though. About The Rock, I don't care. Don't matter. Him, John Cena, it don't matter. It's past tense now. I'll move on to the big guns. But my question for y'all is, like, what did y'all think overall as far as the main event?
Well, T-Third Shield against the League of Nations, which no one cares about. Right.
Which, I mean, it was pretty predictable. You knew who was going to win. But the stipulation is crazy because it's a triple threat now. Which we know how this is going to go.
I thought, I thought the match was okay. It was what we expected. Of course, Stephanie McMahon being the mouthpiece for the Authority, with Trips being the champ, and Rusev digging his just desserts, if you will, through the table, which I have heard rumors that Rusev is nursing an injury, too, from what I've heard. But I thought it was all right. NXT, team, what y'all think?
Yeah, the main event was lackluster. I already knew. I pretty much know how the main event at Fastlane is going to turn out. If you don't know WWE product, then you've pretty much been living under a rock. But anybody who watched WWE in the last 2-3 years, you pretty much know how this is going to go.
Yep.
But, so it was, when she said it, I just looked at it like, okay, whatever. Like, it didn't even dawn on me. But fellas, up to y'all.
So, team?
Main event was sideways for me. Nobody really cared about it, in my point of view. Everybody was really most excited with The Rock and all that, basically.
So?
Okay.
The main event was okay. I was just, again, as I said earlier, I was just surprised that they had The Rock there, and they didn't even try to use The Rock to get Roman over. I think that's a sign that they're starting to kind of give up on him. Like, I expected something, like a backstage segment or, Rock running in the room and, like, go get him, man. Go kick their ass. Or maybe Rock coming out to save him from a beatdown or something. Like, I expected some kind of interaction, and they didn't do anything. To me, that says a lot. I think they're really starting to give up on Roman. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that. And be nice. Anything else you want to add with Raw? Before we go on to the next topic of the past generation stars being more over even to this day as opposed to the current generation stars. MD Nice, what we got you before we let you go. Why do you think that a lot of the stars from the Monday Night War or the Attitude Era or, WCW or even say the 80s are more over now as opposed to the current generation?
Because majority had their own little clause where they can have creative control. Now it's like you don't see that no more, where it's like this person can dictate how this match goes and, like, add suggestions or stuff. Now it's like you kind of got to do it by Vince's rules or Vince's way, because we all know Vince don't care real wrestling. It's to entertain. So if they don't do it, he basically going to bury them completely with Triple H's shovel, as BJ said. They'll get buried. They'll be down on jobber status, end up like Brooklyn Brawler, and nobody will hear from them again. It's like, unless you're an Orton or somebody that's really popping like that, if Triple H ain't feeling you, you will never get over. You just be second rate or third rate, whatever. Like, and that's basically what it is. Like, Triple H and them have that power, like y'all said last week. Like, that whole thing when he dismissed SmackDown completely, where it's no longer even a brand now. It's just it's secondary to Raw. It's like it don't matter. So it's like now you just got Raw and NXT left to really carry out, and then SmackDown is just lackluster because it follows what Raw did, and then after that it's the pay-per-view. And 9 times out of 10, majority of the pay-per-views will suck unless it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam or a Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series. Like, because we all know Night of Champions was horrible last year. It sucked. It was like C- level completely. That's the problem now. Nobody has their own creative control. The Authority and Vince all pretty much run everything, and it's nobody who's gonna actually pull a Punk move and speak up and actually say what they want to do, versus, oh yeah, if you don't do this, you're fired.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate MD Nice. Now I'm saying, calling in, man. Greatly appreciate it, brother.
No problem.
I keep listening, man. Holla back. That was cool, man. I'm glad. I really enjoyed this point. So he did. I'm gonna answer that. And for the archive listeners who's listening to this ain't a rock bashing show. We're not here to bash the Rock or take the Rock down. Quite frankly, I never met the man in person, so I don't know. I'm just telling you what I see in my opinion. You feel me? And, if you want to run and tell The Rock or whatever, then tell him. He can call up on the show and we can talk, he called under the mat. It is what it is. So, that's how we do it. But, I just want to answer your question, Jack, real quick, before we go on to the next point of the generation and stuff. And I think the reason why these older stars keep coming back and keep being used is because when these older stars were being built, you had storylines. See, a lot of times the problem with the product today, and a lot of people say it's the internet. The internet messed everything up. We got spoilers. We got this. We got that. No, it's storyline. It's booking. If you actually write a good story and get the people behind it, it will be great. Perfect example, Daniel Bryan, his run in WrestleMania 30. That showed me right then and there that storylines are still alive. We can still do storylines. We can still write up something, make it come to pass, and it actually be somewhat decent. The Sting and Triple H segment last year was looking pretty good until the match happened and added some extra stuff, but nonetheless, it was the story. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. A lot of people keep forgetting storylines. So we got these guys, these wrestlers, these characters. We don't have jobbers anymore. We don't got guys who just come and build up characters no more. We got everybody who's trying to win, try to be seen, trying to make sure they get their check and everything. And we got no stories, and people just forget. You know, the reason why we like songs is not just because the melody. We like to sing the songs and the words to it. If you just had the melody, you just had the beat, won't have the words. Well, the reason why we like movies, a lot of times, is the story with the characters. It's the same concept. So if you don't have a decent story behind these characters you're building, no one's going to care, no one's going to really watch, and no one's going to invest. And until they start really focusing back on stories, significant stories for these stars and building, we're just going to keep having guys come in, come out, come in, come out, and that's pretty much where it's going to be.
Thanks for that, Innocent Game Boy. Sorry for that, guys.
No problem,
Technical difficulties with the landline. I'm back. Go up real quick, Toph and Saltine, and then we're going to bring in Angry Mark.